Hey, it's Chris. Today's video is going to be information for first-time buyers. Now, here at 2A Optics, we're also a silencer shop dealer. So we also sell what our inventory is and also what the silencer shop's inventory is. Some things we carry, they don't carry. So we have a pretty wide selection of products available. But what the discussion is going to be today, that's a very, very common question we get is, how do I get a silencer? What's the process? Well, the easiest answer is you've got to start with your profiles first. You've got to get on silencershop.com. You go in there and you make you an account. Now, make sure when you enter in the information on that account that it's exactly how your license is, and you remember which email address you're using, because this is very important. Once you make your profile on the Silencer Shop website, you need to immediately then go over to Eforms, ATF Eforms website. It's easy to find. Just do a quick Google search, ATF Eforms account. And when you get on the ATF website for their eForms, you're going to make a profile on there, also an account. Now, it's very important that all the information you entered in on your Silencer Shop account, and including the email, is exactly the same. Nothing can be different whatsoever. It has to be exactly the same. An exact duplicate of the information and email address on the ATF eForms website. Now, the ATF eForms website will generate a username for you. It's usually got some letters, and it's usually part of your name, and then it has some numbers. So there'll be some letters and some numbers in the username. You need to write that down exactly as it is or screenshot it. And the next thing is very important. It's going to ask you to create a 4-digit PIN. Make sure that 4-digit number that you choose is one you won't forget, whether it's the last 4 of your social or your year that you was born or your child was born. Make sure it's a number that you're not going to forget, because those will play a very important role when it's time to certify your eForm to submit to the ATF for the Form 4. So screenshot that, write it down, make sure you don't forget it, because those are very, very important. Once you've done those steps, which is very easy, you can do it from your phone. The next step is going to be to take your picture. You can do it yourself, or we can do it for you. You just make a quick passport style photo, stand in front of a wall that's got a white background, preferably. And it's very simple. Just take your picture just like you would if it was for a passport. The last thing you'll need to do is get your fingerprints done. There's a couple of different ways you can do that. You can go into a silencer shop dealer and have them take your fingerprints at the kiosk. You can do your paper fingerprints and have those sent in and have them turned into digital fingerprints. Once you do all this, you'll never have to do it again. You'll never have to do your fingerprints again. You won't have to make any new profiles. The only thing you'll have to do, and I can't remember if I think it's 1 year now. I think once a year you have to take a new picture of yourself. But that's the only thing you'll ever have to do is update your photo. So once you get your fingerprints done, you're never going to have to do fingerprints again. You're never going to have to make any other profiles. All the hard parts are over with. From that point on, you can just keep buying as many silencers as you want, and just not have to worry with the whole process that you go through now as a first-time buyer ever again. And that's it. It's pretty simple. But when when you're looking at silencers, make sure you check Pew Science, make sure you check the specs of the silencers, the weight, the length, make sure the caliber rating is going to be what you want for the rifles that you have, or the pistols, whatever type of silence you're buying, make sure it's rated for that. If you have any questions on what you should get, you can call us or message us, and we'll be glad to help you with any questions you have. It's not that complicated of a process. And the next thing I want to discuss is the wait times. Everybody wants to discuss that in the groups. I would stay off the internet asking those questions because nobody's going to be able to give you an answer. I can't give you an answer. The only thing I can tell you is an average. I'd say 95% of my customers usually get an approval within 7 business days. Some have been shorter, some have been a little bit longer. But on an average, I'd say it's 7. I can only recall 2 customers, 2, that have ever went 30 days or longer. And when they hit the 30-day mark, I was able to provide them with an email. They emailed the liaison and told them that their Form 4 had been over 30 days. They got an email back within about 24 hours. Of course, it was kind of a generic email saying your Form 4 is in process. But within 24 hours of that email, they got an approval. Now, whether or not that made a difference, nobody can really say. But it did seem to help. But nobody's going to be able to tell you an exact date of when you're going to be able to get your suppressor. When it's going to be approved, we don't know. We're not in control of that part of it. Once we submit it, we just have to wait. But I would say confidently in 7 business days, about 95% or maybe a little bit better get theirs back. Everybody has a different history. You could have a name that's on a watch list. You could have been arrested for something when you was younger, but yet you wasn't prosecuted and the charges dropped, but there's still an arrest record there. There is things that could cause a little bit of a delay. But here's the key thing. If you're able to go in and purchase a firearm and pass a NICS background check, you're going to be able to get these because it's the same exact process. There's nothing different in the background check process for a firearm than from a silencer. It's the same thing. It's just paperwork and them wanting their $200 for the tax stamp. That's the only added process that's different from getting a firearm. So don't worry. If you're buying a firearm and you don't have no problems, you're not going to have a problem getting one of these. I have seen people that take more time looking for a silencer and deciding on which one to buy than the process of getting their paperwork done and getting approval for the silencer. So for those people who are sitting out there and for the past couple of months, you've been worried about how long it's going to take to get one, you could have done had it by now. Because if you're looking for a magic number for somebody to tell you, okay, I guarantee you in 3 days you're going to get it, and then that's going to make you decide to buy it, you're never going to buy one. So do your research, figure out which one you want. If it's in stock, buy it, because some of these, they'll come into stock, and as soon as they come into stock, they'll go out of stock, and then they can be out of stock for months. This one's a perfect example. This is a Diligent Defense Enticer L. We waited 8 months to get an order, sold 100 of these in one day, out of stock. Some of these can go really quick, and then you wait months again for them to come back in stock. So if you see one, you know that's which one you want. You can purchase it, and when you purchase it, you can be doing the process of getting your account set up and everything like that. You don't have to have everything 100% completely done yet. Some dealers will hold on to the silencer for you because you have to buy the silencer first before you can even start the paperwork, because they need to know what the serial number is going to be. So anyway, if you got any questions on this, feel free to drop a message down below, any comments. Please subscribe and share, like our videos, and we look forward to hearing from you. And until next time, take care.